motivation and inspiration. So I hope that's exactly what you're here for today. Yeah, happy winning Wednesday, friends. Hope you're having an amazing Wednesday so far. Hey, Renee, welcome to live. If you're coming in here, tap that screen. Let's get to our first 100 likes. Let's get to our first 100 likes. I'm just kind of jumping on in here today. Hopefully, you guys are entering to this day full of limitless opportunities and possibilities with that mindset that we're going to talk about the winning choice today, because I believe winning is a choice we get to make each and every day. Right? Mindful, welcome to the live. Glad you're here. Hope you're having an amazing day. I like the name. I like the name Mindful. I think we could all need a little bit more mindfulness in our lives, right? Can we all agree with that? But I'm glad you're here, friend. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy winning Wednesday, wherever from. I'm here in Central Texas. My name is Sam. Yeah, I like to spread daily motivation, daily inspiration, but today I'm going to give you guys a framework. And today we're talking about the winning choice. And that really hit me today, because not only do I call it Winning Wednesdays, every Wednesday for me is a Winning Wednesday, but I realized that today, maybe you find yourself this year so far never really making that winning choice, because I believe that winning is a choice. Hey, thank you so much for tapping the screen, friend. 30 likes already. Hey, Dee, welcome to the live. Thank you so much for the likes, Dee. I appreciate you. Appreciate the support, Dee. Thank you so much. I hope I'm saying that right. I think that's Dee, right? Is that Dee? Dee, thank you so much. I'm gonna give you that follow, Dee. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you for coming in here, dropping some likes in the comments. I appreciate the support, friend. Thank you for the likes. Oh, already about 200 likes already. Dang, thank you so much, Dee. You were awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But hey, friends, that's what we're gonna talk about today. That winning choice. I realized that, for me, for a long time, I thought winning was something outside of me. I thought winning. Oh, thank you so much for the rose, Dee. Debbie's in the chat for my friend Dee here, dropping a rose. Thank you so much for the 2 roses. I appreciate you, friend. I always pay my new friends, especially, somebody showing some love to the page. I always appreciate it. But hey, you guys, if you're coming on in here, we're talking about that winning choice. I realized that winning was a choice we get to make each and every day, right? I want you to think about your goals, your dreams this year so far. Have you really decided to win? Have you thought this year so far that winning wasn't even possible for you, maybe? Maybe you thought winning was something that only happened to people that had a benefit, had somebody to pull them up to the right direction. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Dee. That was a chat for a friend, Dee. Thank you for the follow back. You stay blessed, Dee. I appreciate you for showing some love. Thank you. I appreciate you, even if you're here for a second. Hey, Marie, Lily, welcome to the live. You're coming in here, team. We're talking about making the winning choice. And I hope that's a decision you decide today, to make that winning choice. Because I was talking about a little bit earlier, if you're coming on in here, we're talking about that winning choice. Hey, Natasha, welcome to the live. C-Fly, welcome to the live. If you come on in here, tap that screen. Let's get to our first 1,000 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes here. But we're talking about that winning choice today. When I think about the winning choice, I want you to think about the choices you've made this year so far. I think the best thing we can do is reflect on the year, right? Have you made that winning choice when it comes to your goals? Have you made that winning choice when it comes to your dreams? When it comes to that vision that you set for yourself at the beginning of this year? Thank you for the follow. Love Ashton, thank you so much for the follow. I'm going to follow you back. I always follow my friends. I always pay my new friends and follow back. We can all grow together here. I always pay my new friends. Hey, if they follow me, they'll follow you back. Here you go, friends. Hey, pinned you up top. Hey, if you're my friend, they should be your friend too. Hey, B. Linda, welcome to live. But like I was saying here, have you made that winning choice when it comes this year so far? Have you set yourself up to be successful? But I realized that winning was a choice. And I had to really reflect on, some of the limitations, some of the doubts, some of the fears. And I believe that every time we choose fear, every time we doubt ourselves, we're choosing not to win. I want you to hear that today. Every time you question yourself, every time you hold back, every time you let fear win, doubt win, you're choosing not to win. I think that was a hard decision. I had to really come to the realization that, winning was a choice that I was making each day. See, I believe, hey, what's up, friend Isaiah? I believe that winning demands you to do the work. And I had to really, hey, Jessica, welcome to live. Sophie, welcome to live. For coming in here. Let's get to this first 100 likes, first 1,000. Hey, good afternoon, Jessica. Glad you're here. Jesus loves you too, Sophie. I appreciate you sharing some love, friend. I love that message. Thank you for sharing that. Hey, Isaiah, thank you for the follow, friend. I always pay my new friends. Thank you for coming on in here. If you're not friends with Isaiah, he's my friend. He should be your friend too. But hey, friends, if you're coming on in here, I want you to reflect. Have you really given yourself the opportunity to win this year when it comes to your goal? That goal that you set at the beginning of the year. I know that's the biggest thing we do every year, right? We're told that, oh, thank you so much, Sophie, for the follow. I'm going to pin you here soon. I always give everybody an opportunity to grow. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, and I found myself that same way, Jessica. I found myself that same way, holding myself back, not believing in me. And then it's a hard place to find yourself, right? Because maybe like me, Jessica, you felt stuck. I felt stuck. I was like, man, that goal that I set at the beginning of the year, I never really took, I never really did the work because I believe that's what winning demands you to do the work. And most importantly, I believe this too, as well as when we start to do the work, I believe winning can literally become inevitable. Isn't that a powerful thing, Supreme Court, if you're coming on in here? We're talking about winning, making that winning choice. And I had to really reflect on my actions, my decisions. Oh, we're at 1,000 likes already. Thank you guys so much for tapping that screen. Appreciate you guys. Give me that first 1,000 likes. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it, friends. Y'all, thank y'all. Thank y'all for tapping the screen. But yeah, I realized like, man, I wasn't doing the work. I found myself in a situation where I wasn't doing the work, not seeing the growth that I desired. Hey, Supreme Crunch. Thank you so much, Supreme Crunch. I appreciate the follow. I'm going to pin you here. I always pin my new friends. Thank you. If they're my friend, they should be your friend too. Supreme Crunch is pinned up top. Make sure you follow them back. Follow them as well. Hey, if they're my friend, they should be your friend too. We can all grow together, team. But I realized I wasn't doing it. And maybe you find yourself like that this year so far, knowing you want change, but not doing the work, but hoping to be successful. And I realized that, a big realization for me, I remember in high school, something really changed for me. I remember my coach said, it's about going up each and every day for things to get better and to move in the right direction. I set myself as a goal. I was, at my senior year, I was a linebacker, right? But I got to tell you, I was a linebacker. I was a cornerback, okay? And if you don't know what a corner is, it's usually the guy who protects the wide receivers from catching the ball. So in high school, I was pretty physical, but I got to be honest. I was soaking wet, maybe 140 pounds. Okay? So covering wide receivers was more realistic for me than being a linebacker trying to tackle running backs or fighting through linemen or getting that game-winning tackle. I like to call that they call it in football. It's like in the trenches, right? So I found myself the smaller guy, the stronger guy, the more physical guy, but being successful tackling the bigger guy. So my coach was like, hey, you know what? That guy that we have covering wide receivers, he's a little stronger. He's a little faster. Let's try him at middle linebacker. Because our linebacker got hurt. And these guys, we were playing a running team. So they put me in, and I was using my speed to just break to the line and tackle back. And it worked out really great for us. But when it came to goals, so see, we were able each year, goal weight room is to set a level. Hey, I'm trying to whistle it, but I realized, as that position, every goal, at least for me and football, I was like, man, I want to get my name on the board where you have like a weightlifting record, right? So it's one of those lasts over time. Like I was like, man, I want to get my name on this board before my senior year. Well, what happens is naturally, linebackers are bigger, right? Linebackers usually bigger characters. So now you can only get a record in your position as your football player. Hey, Liza, welcome to live. Glad you're here. We're talking about making the winning choice. And I realized that even though I put myself in a situation to be successful at this position, I realized I was going to have to do the work if I was going to get a record on this board. Because the linebackers before me were bigger, were stronger, were, built for this position. So people at this position are lifted. So let's say as a cornerback, most of us around corner and high school are around maybe 140 at the highest. I think my best friend was like 120 at that time. So, we're little guys, okay? We got to be honest. We're little guys here. And the records at that next level for middle linebacker were either easily 60 or 70 pounds higher for this. Man, if I'm a corner, I'm definitely going to get a record. And then I get moved to a position. So now I have to lift even more weight. And, it's easy to get to still ahead of you and be like, man, that was a big dude lifting some big weights, right? I told him, he's like, what's one of your goals? I was like, to get on the board. I would do it. He's like, you know what? The only way to break a record on the board is you have to break it at least by 5 pounds. So I was like, okay, I got to look at what record can I possibly be at my position by 5 pounds. Hey, Susan Kelly, welcome to live. Hope you're having an amazing Wednesday. We're talking about the winning choice, but we were talking about how really winning demands us to do the work. So I was like, man, I had this goal. So I'm looking at my current, I think I was like, squatting at the time, let's say 300, right? And the goal was like 420 at this time. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get like 100 pounds more on squat. It's a lot for a guy who weighs, 120. But legs are a little bit stronger, so it's possible. There's some people that had the records. Hey, welcome to live, guys. If you're coming on in here about that winning choice today, if you're coming on here, let's get to 2K likes. Can we get my first 2K likes? Hey, Kilroy, welcome to live, friends. Kilroy, welcome. But yeah, so I did the work. And maybe you find yourself in a challenging season. Have you ran into that mountain of fear and doubt, that mountain where you can't see yourself possibly achieving this goal? That you know where you want to go. You know the work it takes to get there, but you can't see yourself there. Have you ever found yourself in that situation where you're like, man, Sam, I set at the beginning of this year, I set myself the goals. Hey, Preston, alive. I set some goals outside my comfort zone. I pushed for something bigger and better than I've ever have done before. I actually believe in myself, But when I saw the work it was going to require, I got afraid. How many of us have found themselves in that position where when you saw the work that is going to be required to win, you got afraid? You got afraid of what you were going to have to do. You maybe felt unsure of if it was possible. It was uncharted territory. And I got to be honest, I found myself there. I found myself in a situation where it's, hey, Mason, welcome to live. It was something I'd never done before. I found myself afraid. I found myself doubtful. But there's one thing that was a super powerful moment is when I realized that I could do the work, that things could change. And I want you to hear this today because maybe you feel pushed in a corner, not feeling like things can get better. I don't hear this. Hey, alien, welcome to live. Not only can things get better, but you can get better. I want you to hear that today. Not only can things get better, but you can get better. And you know how things can get better, but most importantly, is by doing the work. I think the most greatest thing that I learned that journey is, hey, Pedro, welcome to live. I did the hard. It didn't happen in a day. It took me a year, right? I was a junior, and I was able to break that year, that off season my senior year. But what I had to do, I had to keep that vision in front of me, realizing that it wasn't going to happen all at once, but realizing that eventually I want you to hear this today. When it comes down to our framework, I'm going to give you guys a framework today because we're talking about winning, the winning framework. And I'm going to give you guys this framework. I wanted to win. How many of us entered this year? And I hope that was you, Caesar. I hope you woke up this year and were like, you know what? This is going to be the year I win. This is going to be the year I do. This is going to be the year I become successful. But I realized that when it comes to winning, like that work, I think that's the most key component when it comes to winning is you're going to have to be willing. You know that, Caesar? I had to be willing to do the work. I had to be willing to keep showing up. I had to be willing to be consistent. But most importantly, I need to be willing to win. I need you to hear that today. Because maybe you find yourself saying, Sam, I should be further along, and I'm not there because of it. You found yourself pointing the finger at everyone else, expecting to get further. Hey, Crow Love, welcome to live. Glad you're here. But deep down inside, you weren't really willing to win. You weren't really willing to do the work. You weren't willing to keep showing up when times get hard. You weren't willing to be successful. Hey, Andy, welcome to the live. Because I realized that was a truth that I had to embrace. I wasn't willing to be successful because I wasn't willing to do the work. But it was at that moment when I set that goal and I knew I wanted to achieve. You look like, okay, hey, maybe he's my cousin. Relentless. Maybe he's my cousin. That'd be pretty cool. You know, maybe we're related. But I had to be willing to win. And when you reflect on your year so far, when it comes to your goals, hey, PA3, welcome to life. I hope you're willing to win. But most importantly, I hope you're willing to do the work. Because that's what winning requires. Winning requires you to be willing. Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to keep showing up even when it's hard? Here we go. Let's turn that off. But hey, friends, now when it comes to willing, hey, Zero, hello. You're coming in here, team, tapping that screen. Hey, if we're not friends, let's be friends. Let's make some connections in here. But I want you to hear this today. Hey, Native, welcome to the live here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Happy, what I like to call winning Wednesday to your friend. And I hope that's the mindset that you're entering today with. We're talking about winning. But we're realizing today that, hey, if you're looking to make this the year that you win, you're going to have to be willing. Right? I think it's a powerful statement when it comes to your goals and dreams. Are you willing to win? Are you willing to be successful? Most of you, are you willing to do the work? And I had to be honest. Hey, thank you so much. Hey, Native guy, welcome, friend. Glad you're here. I had to realize that. Marsha, hey, Derry, welcome to the live. Are you willing to win? And it comes down to doing the work. It comes down to doing the work. But now we're going to get into our eye. I think one of the key components when it comes to winning is to invest. Are you willing to invest in yourself? Whether it's time, whether it's money, but there's going to have to be an investment. See, I think the greatest thing, the way when it comes to winning can become inevitable. Hey, Quintella, welcome to the live. Winning can become inevitable, not only if we're willing to do the work, but if we're willing to invest. Are you willing to invest in yourself? Whether it be time, energy, or resources. Have you invested in your goal? And I think that's a powerful thing that we gotta. Hey, Betsy, welcome to the live, Betsy Parker. We're talking about making the winning choice and realizing that winning is a choice. Willing to do the work, but most importantly, willing to invest in ourselves. Have you invested time in your goal? Have you invested time? Are you invested to be successful? But most importantly, have you invested to win? I think many times we find ourselves in challenging seasons because we haven't even invested in ourselves. We're wondering why we're not successful, but we haven't even invested in ourselves, whether it be time or energy. Hey, Brandon, alive. Glad you're here, friend. W's in the chat. Tapping that. Oh, we're almost at 2K. Let's get to 2K likes here, friends. Let's tap that screen. Let's get to 2K likes. I appreciate y'all being here. But have you really invested in yourself, Adrian? Have you invested in yourself? Have you invested in your dreams? Or are you just sitting there hoping that things are going to get better? Mankey, welcome to the live. Are you just hoping for things to get better? Are you just wishing for things to get better? Are you investing? Because I believe when you start to invest in yourself, it's another form of belief. I'm going to hear that today. Investment is another form of belief. I think, like you look at the NFL, right? These guys, these companies are investing athletes, right? Because they believe that they will help them win. I want you to hear today. These NFL teams, NBA teams, college teams are investing in these players because they will believe that they will help them win. And you're sitting here hoping to be successful, but not even willing to invest in yourself. So I think many times we're looking outside of people to invest in us. We're waiting for their belief. But that true belief, that true win starts. I want you to hear this, Danny. That true first win is building that belief in you. Hey, Carrie, welcome. building that belief in your goals, but most importantly, being willing to invest. Invest in yourself, invest in time. Because I believe that if you can do that, winning will become inevitable. And now we're going to get to our end of our win framework. Now that we realize that, hey, if we're making this the year that we're going to win, we don't have to be willing. If we're looking to make this the year that we win, we're investing in ourselves. And now we're going to get into the end, the last one. I think that the most important key. White Rabbit, good seeing you again, friend. Glow, Janeth, welcome to live. Glad you're here. Hope you're having an amazing winning Wednesday. We're talking about making the winning choice today. Okay, guys, I got to be honest. My handwriting isn't the best, but hey, we're working on it. Okay, we're working it. All right, team. We're going to have that no excuses mindset. I want you to hear that today because maybe you find yourself saying, Sam, I would be further along if I had the tools that they had. I would be further along if I had the time that they had. And I believe the most crucial key is, I found myself making excuses, saying that I didn't have enough time. I think time's always a big barrier. I don't have enough money, the big barrier. I realized that those are just excuses. Can we honestly say we can make more time for ourselves? There's a lot of things that we're wasting our time doing. Can we honestly say that we can make more money because maybe we're – hey, JC Velasquez, welcome to live. But I realized that. Can you invert the camera to be able to read the board? Oh, invert the camera? Did I do that? Oh, is it backwards? Oh, dang, it is. It is. I didn't mirror that. Let me mirror that. I got you, my guy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for saying that. I didn't realize it was backwards the entire time. But yes, you have to be willing to win, willing to invest. Most importantly, you're going to have that no excuses mindset. Thank you for telling me about that screen and fixing you guys on TikTok. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you for that, fellas. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you for that. But yes, you're going to have to adopt that no excuses mindset. I realize that things are going to have to change yourself. Making those simple excuses, time, I have the resources, I don't know the right people. And I realized that those are just excuses. I was giving myself this excuse just to do this very thing. I said, I'm not ready to go live. I need the right camera equipment. I need to know what to talk about. I need you to, but I realized that when I adopted that no excuses mindset, when I was just willing to be successful by doing the work, when I was willing to be consistent, when I was willing to invest in myself, whether it be my time and my resources, and I adopted that no excuses mindset, I believe, hey, I may be sitting here and I know I'm not the greatest, biggest creator in the world, but I realize that winning will be inevitable. Why? Why do I say you're best? Because I'm just going to keep showing up. I need you to hear that today because maybe you thought that, hey, Sam, I'm going to get the right camera. Maybe you're going to have all the right seat sources. You're going to have all the right money. Hey, Marsha, welcome back to friend. Glad you're here. Maybe you thought you needed to be successful. But it's until you are willing to be consistent, willing to and willing to have that no excuses mindset, winning is inevitable. See, I realize that success isn't going to happen overnight. I need you to hear that today. I need you to hear that. Success will not happen overnight, but eventually, I'm going to win. I need you to hear that today. Eventually, you're going to win. Are you going to win? Because you were willing. Why are you going to win? Because you invested. Why are you going to win? Because you have a no excuses mindset. And eventually you'll win. Maybe you felt like this is, and you're on that borderline of quitting. You're quietly quitting. You quietly stop doing the work. You quietly stop showing up. You quietly stop being consistent. And you quietly welcome to life. You quietly started accepting those excuses again. But on this Winning Wednesday, I want you to do this to be your reminder that you got to be willing. willing to keep showing up and willing to adopt that no excuses mindset. Because winning can literally be inevitable if you're willing to keep showing up. For you guys, whether you're here for a second, a minute, or an hour, share this with somebody that you know who needs to hear it. Maybe you have a friend that's on the break of giving it all up. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're here today saying, Sam, I'm ready to stop, give up on this thing, William. But today, let this be your reminder. This year is over. This day is a gift. And if you're willing to be consistent, if you're willing to show up, willing to invest, if you're willing to adopt that no excuses mindset, winning will become inevitable. I'm super thankful for that. Stay amazing, stay awesome, but stay knowing that the world has great things for you. Take care.